between University College Cork.
So welcome to Seaview, the home of Crusaders, for the 2019 Rustlers WSCAI Kelly Cup Final. It's UCC against Maynooth University.
Number 5, Aaliyah Louie. Number 6, Ali Drilly. Number 7, Elmi Mazak. Number 8, Megan Bjork.
This is the prize of the day. The Kelly Cup Final, won as part of the treble last season by IT Carlow. So ahead of the decider, let's run through the teams very quickly. UCC feature the bulk of the side that played in last season's cup final, beaten by IT Carlow. Scored a 3-all draw against Ulster University yesterday in the semi-final, winning 7-6 on penalties through goals from Christina Dring, Ciara McNamara and Vanessa Ogbonna. Strong bench, Chloe Ahern, Sophie Hurley, Hayley Fitzgerald, we may well be seeing a little later. Maynooth University are unchanged from the side that started the CUFL League decider a couple of weeks ago. A thrilling victory over IT Carlow. And a good bench, Jenny O'Neill coming on in that decider. Emma Gillen also, we may well see them today. So the presentation party, Paul Dundon, the chairman of the WSCAI, Emma Urell of the sponsors Rustlers, and David Flynn of Ulster University Sports. Maynooth today are wearing teal as opposed to the black that they had against IT Carlow a couple of weeks ago. It's a wonderful venue, this Seaview, the home of Crusaders, a terrific stadium, and two very, very well matched sides, both getting through a penalty shootout in yesterday's semi-finals. Our officials for the final. Referee is Kieran Coulter, the assistants Arlene Campbell and Orla Russell, and the fourth official, Danny McCann. And with us today for this Rustlers Kelly Cup final is the former Northern Ireland international, Danielle McDowell. This will be an interesting one. Two very tight semi-finals, both decided by penalty kicks yesterday.
Yeah, I think so. Both games were really tight yesterday, really evenly matched semi-finals, and obviously the results don't lie, and two best teams have got to the final, so I'm expecting a very competitive game. I'm sure there'll be tired legs, especially if Maynooth haven't changed up their starting 11. So hopefully that doesn't play a factor, and both teams are smart with the ball today.
Still very, very blustery. The referee, Kieran Coulter, the assistants, Arlene Campbell and Orla Russell, and the fourth official, Danny McCann, for this Rustlers Kelly Cup final. Well, this the venue of last night's County Antrim Shield final, which the host club Crusaders won a real thriller 4-3 against Linfield. Maynooth University going for the double, which they achieved in 2017. IT Carlow doing it last season and winning the futsal for good measure as well. UCC today are in the black. Captains for this final are Emer Lafferty and Ciara McNamara. Lafferty for Maynooth, the Ireland under-19 international. Ciara McNamara has played for Ireland Universities. Final words for both sides. The women's Intervarsities competition. Just a word that the Leiden Cup has been won today by NUI Galway, beat Waterford IT in the decider, and the O'Regan Cup going to IT Sligo, who beat Technological University Dublin Blanchardstown, who we saw in the men's CFAI Cup final last week. Ready to go at Seaview then. UCC so close to victory in last year's final. Last took this trophy in 2013. UCC have won the Kelly Cup 5 times in their history. Maynooth University just the once, that was 2017. Can they do the double for the second time in 3 seasons? It's with Sarah McKevitt of Wexford Youths trying to send this one forward towards Brooke Dunn, but was supremely dealt with. Blaine Walsh, the manager of UCC, assisted by Mick O'Sullivan, the coaches Rob Oldham, Greg Yelverton and Ian McGrath. The latter isn't here today. Maynooth University head coach James O'Callaghan, the assistant Vincent Patterson, goalkeeping coach David Burke, development officers Barry Prendeville and the physio Lee Van Heften. It's left to right for Maynooth University in the teal shirts in this first half. And they forced the corner very early on as well through Sarah McKevitt.
UCC's putting themselves under some unnecessary pressure here in the first couple of minutes of the game, so we need to be looking to capitalise.
It's a decent corner sent in towards the centre by Sarah McKevitt, who was really effective during that CUFL decider against IT Carlow in Athlone Town Stadium. That terrific 2-1 victory, a really, really memorable final, and I just wonder if we've got something very similar coming again today. Just runs through in front of Emily Messek, who's one of 2 Canadian starters in the UCC 11. The other is Megan Burke, the FAI Cup winner for Cork City in 2017. Away by Sophie Lenihan in the Maynooth goal, who you might say had a bit of a charmed life in that CUFL Premier Division encounter, the decider a couple of weeks ago, but she had a magnificent display. Kept just about everything out. It took an incredible goal to beat her, there's no doubt about that, but it's won here for UCC by Vanessa Ogbonna. Did well, that was well thumped cross, too well thumped. At least UCC have got the ball forward and they've got into the game a little bit now.
For sure. Vanessa had a very good game against us yesterday, caused us a lot of problems out on the left, so be interesting to see how Maynooth handle that today.
Yeah, thrilling Kelly Cup semi-final win for UCC yesterday at University Ulster in Jordanstown, 3-3, a draw, 7-6 they won on penalties. Maynooth University 7-6 penalty shootout win after a goalless draw against IT Carlow. Controlled by Laura, lost out, won by Emily Messek. Graduate entry, medicine student from Ontario. Maynooth broke that one up very well, and they've spread it forward through Sarah McKevitt again. She's going to have to go on her own this time, but she had 5 black shirts around her. Clipped out by Ciara McNamara. Just ran past Emma Lafferty on the near side. Under big pressure she was by Bonner, but that was broken up really well by Kate Connors of Port Lawn, Waterford. Lauren Keeley of Peamount United, the Ireland Under-19 international, and likewise she was really, really effective in that league triumph a couple of weeks ago.
Both teams are playing very narrow here to start. Whoever gets to grips with using the width on a really big pitch here today will be definitely benefited from it.
Very blustery today, but not as much as it was yesterday, thanks to Storm Gareth, with gusts of up to 80 miles an hour across the north yesterday, and it's a bit blowy again right now. This is Christina Dring for UCC, and she's got the strike in too, and Sophie Lenihan, who had very, very firm, effective handling in the league decider, was somewhat deceived by that. It was a thumping strike, and she parried it out for the corner. First of the game for UCC. Good effort by Dring, this was.
It was indeed. I think the wind kind of caught that a little bit and put the keeper under pressure. He's just kept it out.
Corner was a short one towards the near post and turned through by Emily Masek again, and Dring couldn't finish. So they've caused a few moments of danger very early on. As they would have wished to. Good cutout again, that was by Kate Connors, who was stalwart in the Kelly Cup campaign last year. They would have considered themselves to be unfortunate to be edged out in extra time down at Jackman Park in Limerick by IT Carlow. They had the high-scoring semi-final yesterday.
Good try of a through ball there. Unfortunate. Centre forward wasn't on the same page, but good to get the ball in behind.
Met firmly by the head of the Maynooth skipper, Emma Lafferty, who had to go off, you'll remember, very early in the second half of that league decider in Athlone. And they felt it wasn't worth risking her any further. They putting out the same side in the semi-final and again today in the decider of the Kelly Cup. Very tight encounter so far at Seaview. Deep throw over on the far side. Christine Coffey with it of Lakewood Athletic, who we saw in last year's final and helped Lakewood win the Intermediate Shield last year. Reached the Intermediate Cup final in 2017. Very few openings in the first 10 minutes in North Belfast, but that's a long one aimed towards Brooke Dunn of Newbridge Colts, and very capably dispatched by Elaine Luby from Cappoquin in West Waterford, who featured in last year's squads, reached the Kelly Cup final studying pharmacy. She's won quite a few Munster trophies with Cappoquin FC. Quiver Walsh. Everyone over the top again, but Gemma Berry should be able to cover this. Well, you'd have thought so. But suddenly there was a big opening from Megan Burke, who had stolen in from the back and almost did a considerable damage there from the edge of the area for James O'Callaghan's side.
She showed great pace there to put the centre backs under pressure. So I think that direct approach from Cork is going to give them some success today. Megan definitely seems to have some pace up top, which will cause problems. Again, though, both teams are really trying to play through the middle and not using the size of the pitch to their advantage. It's making it small and making it a bit more comfortable for the defenders.
Another good one over the top. You can see what UCC are trying to do, but Emily Messek wasn't able to latch onto it. Christina Dring with the opening a few moments ago. But what a belting semi-final yesterday. 6-goal classic between your Ulster University, Danielle, and UCC.
It was indeed 6 goals in any semi-final. It was an exciting game. It was difficult in the conditions, really difficult, cold, wet, windy, miserable. And both teams give a really good account of themselves and a really good showing of university football. And we were gutted to concede in the last sort of kick of the ball yesterday. And fair play to Cork. Their penalties were very good, and ours were poor, unfortunately, on the day.
Oh, that's well worked by Dring. She has support from McBonna in the middle. Dring still going. Corner it will be for UCC. Important cutout by Emma Byrne, who scored the winning goal in the CUFL League decider a fortnight ago. Causing lots of havoc up front, Christina Dring, who netted in that semi-final yesterday, the opening goal after 20 minutes. I wouldn't have thought after that it would have finished 3-3.
She did very well there. She's just shown she's comfortable with the ball in around her feet, getting at people as well as running in behind.
It's a hefty delivery, but Emma Byrne cut it out. Skied clearance by Sarah McKevitt. Don't have very many options open up front to Maynooth University. Brooke Dunn wasn't able to latch onto it. It just feels a much tighter opening quarter hour than we saw in the league final in Athlone for Maynooth against IT Carlow. Controlled by Megan Burke. Lots of room down that right-hand side for Christine Coffey. That's a good one over the top. Ogbona's lurking, and she almost got in there. And it was policed out for me by Emma Lafferty, but the goal kick's been given.
Yeah, I thought that was a corner myself. Hello.
Yeah, the assistant isn't on this near side. It ought to have been, but it was...
To be fair, Cork didn't call for it either. Don't know that I would have let that one go without giving the ref a wee shout.
Referee's angle was blocked, and so was the official over on the far side. It's Eileen Campbell on the near, Orla Russell on the far for this Rustlers Kelly Cup final. Sophie Lenihan's goal kick. Couldn't quite get it beyond halfway. Wind is definitely blowing around. It's strong, it's just hard to work out if it's blowing in any one particular direction, and I don't particularly think it is.
I think that's part of the problem, isn't it? It's just swirling and it's unpredictable. It's difficult.
Decent cross actually in the end from Ewa Lafferty. Just need a little bit more behind it, having won the Kelly Cup in 2017 with Maynooth. They beat NUI Galway in that final. Amber Barrett got 2 of the 3 goals in that decider. University of Limerick have won the Kelly Cup more times than anyone else, 14 overall. UCC's triumphs, 4 of them across a 5-year period, 87, 88, 1991. A bit like AC Milan back then, and then they went away for a generation and returned in 2013. But UL swept up a large amount of triumphs. First 4 of them under the name of Thomond, by the way. UCC did win the Leiden Cup 2 years ago, beaten in the Kelly Cup final by IT Carlow a year ago, as you will know. Ulster University have never won this.
They haven't, no. To be fair, we're relatively new and trying to build a strong programme at Ulster, and that's I suppose my job going forward now as a development officer down there. We have a Girls and Women's Performance Academy now in partnership with the IFA that's just recently been launched. So hopefully in the next few years we're definitely up there competing in the finals.
Good idea with the throw, and the danger hasn't been averted just yet. It's cut out by Gemma Berry. Again, UCC are mopping up and winning a lot in midfield. You can see their back four spread along the halfway line, and they have been for a good bit of this. Here goes Ogbonna again. That's a cracking ball, good idea, but it just curled the wrong way. Other direction, and Emily Masek would have been onto it. Slightly too strong as well, but you can see what they were looking to do. The opening was there, and they just couldn't quite engineer it.
It's good football from Cork. They're getting it from inside out wide and trying to go back in again, and it's causing Maynooth problems with their movement up top and their willing runners.
Yeah.
So the Leiden Cup final, won by NUI Galway. They beat Waterford IT 4-1. Save Doyle got 2, Aislinn Meany 2. For NUI Galway, WIT had actually equalised with a minute of going behind through Orla Hickey, but were beaten 4-1 in the end. It's quite a story in the O'Regan Cup final. We'll save it for you. It's good cut out by Christine Coffey. Emma Byrne had support from Lauren Keeley. Now a decent one towards the far flank in Quiva Walsh. Brooke Dunn. And away, very much away, almost into the main road by Elaine Luby. It's what you call making sure.
I think that seems to be Maynooth's game plan more. Their centre forward seems to be able to hold the ball up a bit better, and if they can get it into her, I think she can probably try and link the play, but at the minute they haven't really been able to get her on the ball, so it'd be good to see that happen.
Throw wasn't in the end going to cause much difficulty for Clona Walsh. His last appearance was when UCC won this tournament last in 2013. PhD student she is now. She's got a good distance on this. Shouldering the responsibility was Gemma Berry. Keeley. Another throw for UCC over on the far side. Christine Coffey to take. Dring. It's a good cut out by Gemma Berry, but it's another black ball. Christine Coffey to take once more. Succession of throws. It's gone Maynooth's way this time. So, What a story in the end in the O'Regan Cup final. It finished IT Sligo 6, Blanchardstown 4. There were 3 hat-tricks in the final. That's a good ball trying to release Brooke Dunn. She won't get there. Clodagh Walsh will first. Orla Devaney and Katie Melly got hat-tricks for IT Sligo, and that Eleanor Ryan Doyle also got a hat-trick for Blanchardstown in that, and it finished 6-4.
Wouldn't like to be picking man of the match in that game.
I think there would have been a trophy for everybody. It's Megan Burke, and it'll just roll through, and Sophie Lenihan's happy to kill that one. And Limerick IT and Mary Immaculate College going out in the semi-finals of the O'Regan Cup. Letterkenny IT and University Limerick in the Leiden Cup semi-finals, and obviously Ulster University and Maynooth University in the Kelly Cup semi-finals yesterday. Really awkward conditions for all those matches yesterday as well, right in the middle of a major named storm. It's quite something that everything got played pretty much on time and successfully. Yeah,
thankfully from a tournament perspective it did, and fair play to all the girls. Not one of them moaned or complained or used as an excuse on the day. They just got on with it, and conditions were the same for all the teams, and they give a really good account of themselves and their respective clubs yesterday.
Also had the 3rd, 4th playoff finals today. Dring could come in, but just a little bit too much on that throw, and Sophie Lenihan able to smother. Flick on coming in the centre of the park from Lauren Kelly, but it's asking a huge amount for Hannah Flatley to make anything out of that.
Maynooth are very deep when they're getting the ball forward. It's difficult to get up and support their front players because they're sitting in compact, seem happier to defend than try and get forward in numbers at the minute. That's a little bit better now. We're starting to combine a bit and get the ball forward. Ref probably should have played the advantage there. They had a bit of momentum and a 4v3 going forward.
Yeah, IT Carlow won the 3rd, 4th playoff in this against Ulster University this morning in Jordanstown. Megan Smith-Lynch with a brace for Carlow. Chloe McGlade had equalised for Ulster University, but Smith-Lynch tied it up. That went straight out. Midway through the first half, still goalless in this 2019 Kelly Cup final. '37th edition of same, 0-0 after 90 minutes in last year's final. There's a suggestion this could be a tight one again. The challenge from the back came from Megan Burke. No free kick. Challenge was in Sarah McKevitt. Got enough of the ball, although the attacking side might not have been in agreement with that, and we can actually hear that they're not.
Yeah, there's a few shouts for that. I think the fact that it was in a really good, dangerous position to try and take an opportunity to get the ball in the box is what they're probably more aggrieved about.
Even worse than that, it's a throw for UCC at the back of it all. Did manage to win it back momentarily for Brooke Dunn, and it's run right across in front of Elaine Luby for UCC. Charlie Moore couldn't do much more. McKevitt. Good block by Sarah McKevitt, that was. Lauren Kelly get it inside the area to Brooke Dunn, who struck it narrowly wide. Maynooth have an opening. That's their best chance of the game. It was only a half chance.
I think again that's come from Maynooth actually getting the ball in the wide areas, and that's where they're able to go and hurt Cork. Whenever they're trying to play too narrow, they're in transition when they're defending, and then whenever they win it back, they're not getting the ball wide and forward enough, and when they do, they're causing Cork problems here. So I'd like to see more of that from their wide players, getting wide early and getting at them.
Kate Connor's throw. She and Elaine Luby, both from Waterford, who had in the former Benfica in the 80s and 90s pretty much the top side in women's soccer in Ireland. Sets up somewhat different now on a national basis, club-wise. It's forward by Luby, trying to get Vanessa Ugbonna away. That's just gone out. Got there a split second too late, just allowed it to run beyond, and that was the end of that.
UCC players definitely work hard. Just run there from the left of the pitch all the way over to the right to try and get in. They definitely have willing runners going forward, and having played 90 minutes yesterday, the majority, I think all of these, they a couple of changes. It's tough to get the legs going again today and put in a shift like that, so fair play to them.
Coffey will take the throw, little flick on coming from Christina Dring, and Emma Byrne looking to shepherd it out, and she's done a good job of it. That really well taken winning goal against IT Carlo early in the second half. In Athlone, featured in the World University Games side in Taipei 2 years ago. Twice she's won the league now, the CUFL, aiming for a second Kelly Cup success as well. It would be the third consecutive double. 2 for them, 1 for IT Carlo. That was blocked though as Elaine Luby trying to get the clearance, and it's Lauren Kelly latching onto it. McKevitt's arriving in the middle. Kelly doesn't have a lot of time. She made it. Flatley's in support, and that was struck dangerously in the middle, and the wind was threatening to catch that. But good composure from Clodagh Walsh in the UCC goal. Wind's picking up again, it's definitely a feature. And definitely it looks as if the wind is at the back of Clodagh Walsh. That was almost keeper to keeper. It's in UCC's favour in the first half, but Ogbonna's just been cut offside. Lennon away. It's well met by Ema Lafferty. Oh, that was just great finesse to move it on by Sarah McKevitt, who went out anyway. Couldn't quite get the close control she wanted, but the little flick to evade Emily Messick was just tremendous. Forward by Lafferty, there's support from McKevitt again. Keeper's ball once more. She's getting a lot behind these. Clodagh Walsh not deceived by the wind that's rolling round Seaview. We've obviously got the main stand on the near side. Here goes Dring on the chase, and Dring is in here for UCC! Big chance, huge chance, but couldn't make the net bulge.
Massive chance. She even had a little bit more time there than she thought, to be a wee bit more composed. I think she was so surprised to get in on goal. Maybe just took a little touch there, but great effort. I don't think she's left-footed, so all come from a great kick from the goalkeeper though.
Absolutely glorious opportunity that Dring just could not finish. And she was right in, but looked to have caught it on her wrong foot and didn't really have time with defenders chasing her down to get it onto the right when it would have taken too long.
Oh, great touch.
Ogbonna, it's gonna fall for Dring again, and she wanted it to fall onto her correct side, and she knocks it wide this time. Well, they're suddenly getting openings for Dring. It's just coming from the wrong direction. Heading for half an hour gone in this 2019 Rustlers Kelly Cup final. Still goalless between UCC and Maynooth University. Close control by Lauren Kelly for Maynooth.
Well cut out by the left back.
Back. A bit of room for Christine Coffey. Forward towards Ogbonna, who was down the left, now down the right. Short for Megan Burke again. They've got 4 coming forward, and Burke has tried a long one. And that was easy for Lenihan to deny.
Was a little bit ambitious, I think. Dring will probably be not too pleased with her there. She was in with a little slide ball along the ground.
Would have been in. Certainly would have been in. Christine Coffey again, too long for Vanessa Ogbonna. Played on scholarship with Oakland University, postgraduate student returning to UCC, and the ultimate equalising goal scorer yesterday for the 3-3 draw that sent that semi-final into penalties. Kate Connors with the control, short for Burke. Here's Elaine Luby as UCC looked to try and build again, but it was cut out by Caoimhe Walsh for the throw. Captain All-Ireland at under 16 level. School All-Ireland champion 3 times, player of the match in the 2017 All-Ireland final, and obviously winning the CUFL a couple of weeks ago, which was, most of you watching will have seen it, as you will have had the interest, but if you haven't, it was a belter. Emma Lafferty with a lot of work to do, and too much work to do, and the back pass was way too strong. It's a throw for UCC, and Maynooth have put themselves under quite a bit of needless pressure there. Messick couldn't quite get the flick on. Kira McNamara. Ogbonna won the battle of the number 11s. Caoimhe Walsh had a role to play. Dring with a chance to get round the back. Ogbonna with the opportunity to cross and hold it up. Messick's waiting in the middle. It's past Messick! Ali Brady arriving, but she's put it wide. Another big moment for UCC, and Ali Brady so close.
Oh, fantastic touch that was to put Vanessa Ogbonna in. And what a ball across the box. I hope UCC don't look back on these missed chances and regret it come the second half of the game.
Ali Brady of Lakewood, who's played on numerous Cork underage teams. Another big moment, another big opening up front for the Leesiders. and they could not convert. Here's Kate Connors, who's definitely more of a sure-sider coming from Portlaw. They're pretty much right on it. Cut out again by Emily Messick. Dring. Good ball, Ogbonna! That was a great idea, and it was unfortunate for Ogbonna, almost had the touch, and I fancy she would have been in then, but really tightly matched those two number 11s. They're pretty much picking each other up. Ogbonna for UCC, Caoimhe Walsh for Maynooth.
Yeah, Ogbonna caused us lots of problems yesterday with her energy and her aggression and her enthusiasm to look to get forward and put defenders under pressure, and her Drings are linking up really, really well here today. Slightest touch, she would have been in there again.
And that's just running the un beyond Kate Connors. If you're watching in Northern Ireland, by the way, the women's CUFL Premier Division final is on NVTV tonight at 6:45 and running over the next few evenings. CFAI Cup final between Waterford IT and Blanchardstown. Men, that debuts on NVTV on Saturday evening. Round 8:45, and Monday night next at 7 on Air Sport. Christine Coffey, good cutout. Here's Ogbonna again. And who else but Caoimhe Walsh there to get in the way of Derry City. Sent rolling again by Ciara McNamara of Cork City, and that was just about kept in the end by Kate Connors, who ended up running into the Maynooth boss, James O'Callaghan. That wasn't intended. It was out anyway. That's what you call getting close to the action.
I think the wind's just caught that again. I know that sounds a bit ridiculous that the ball was on the ground, but it is still catching it and making life difficult for the players out there at times.
Here's McKevitt, and McKevitt still going, and pulled it back into no man's land in the end. Brooke Dunn had arrived, but was behind the ball when it had come through. Or rather, the ball was behind her.
A good run, but Maynooth players look like they're the least kind of comfortable after playing 90 minutes yesterday, struggling to get up and get back there. Cork players look fresher for me. They're picking up second balls and look to have more energy.
Emer Lafferty has got a chance to release Brooke Dunn here. Support down this near side from Flatley. Cross from Flatley, tight angle, it met by Elaine Luby, and that's a corner. It looped out. And just as well that it did loop high. Flatley causing so much trouble for Kate Connors. Cut out well by Luby, corner it is. Flatley's presented herself at close quarters for this corner, but it'll be whipped in instead, and it's easily cut out by Charlie Moore.
Well dealt with by UCC.
It's Christine Coffey who's going to take the throw once again, seeing a lot of her down the UCC right. Real looped up and under, and that was a hefty challenge in midfield on Ali Brady. Free kick for UCC it is.
UCC have dominated the ball in the air in midfield. For me, they've won their knockdowns, their second balls, and I think that's allowed UCC to just edge the game and get the ball forward to their front players.
By Kira McNamara. Wall short. Here's Lauren Kelly, who's only really Hannah Flatley anyway advanced. The number 18 right in the centre of the UCC half, and it wasn't going to find her. So here's Dunn instead. Well, she had her moments in the league final as well. Helped Maynooth University to the double in 28-17. Charlie Moore tried to get the flick on. Ogbonna can definitely make an impact from here. Ogbonna's had a go from here as well, from just around 25 yards out, but again easy for Sophie Lenihan to make the save.
Yeah, Sophie Lenihan looks assured in goal there. I think it's going to take a better strike than that to beat her, but the saying goes, if you don't shoot, you don't score.
Does happen the other way though. Kate Connor's throw. That'll be snuffed out. Little look behind by Kira McNamara. She will be okay. Clodagh Walsh just was taking a little bit too much time in goal for UCC. And it will be a Cork throw for Kate Connors. Blaine Walsh back in charge for another season of UCC. They met during the league stages of the league, and Maynooth won it 3-0 down in Cork. Lauren Kelly, Sarah McKevitt and Emma Byrne got the goals.
It's a very competitive league that these guys play in. The two teams here and IT Carlow all taking points off each other and all competing with each other. It definitely sets them up well for these intervarsity tournaments when they're playing really challenging games in their league setup.
There was two sides in the Southern Conference who met in the league final, Maynooth and IT Carlow having got through the semi-finals against IT Sligo and someone else. Leslie's throw just seemed to take a slight nick, and it did, off Christina Drink. There's another throw. Sliced out. It was Letterkenny IT who were dispatched in that other league semi-final.
A little bit of a change here in Cork's setup. Drink seems to have gone out to the left and try and get her on the ball out here.
Letterkenny IT were beaten in the Leiden Cup semi-final yesterday by NUI Galway, who ended up going on to win the whole thing today. So, as we enter the final minutes of normal time in the first half at Seaview, free kick will be Sarah McKevitt's to take. You can see how the ball is just rolling in the breeze every so often, and it was a really heavy win yesterday. What an arrival at the far post by Brooke Dunn. She stole in. Maynooth have created so little in the last half an hour, but they almost snatched the goal right on half-time.
Big chance there, big chance. Really good ball into the box. Danger area in at the back post, and that was an opportunity for them to nick one and go in and goal up.
Conditions for the semi-finals yesterday were incredible. It was amazingly windy. The winds were generally around 40 miles an hour at least, and the gusts were stronger than that, but they managed to get through. I don't know how, but everybody managed to get through it. Throw for Dring. Very influential up front, but now playing a much more deeper role in her own half. That'll be clipped away by Elaine Luby. Dring. It's hoisted one over the top. Emma Byrne has set things rolling here. Elaine Luby got the last touch. Clodagh Walsh, her goalkeeper, with the grab. You don't see back passes really given that much anymore. 1 out of minutes at the end of this first half. Cut out by Ciara McNamara again. Walsh cut out. Big cut out! Oh, and it's just wide! Amazing for Hannah Flatley.
Good
so
effort.
Walsh off her line and just wide.
Great effort. Really, really good. Good vision and awareness, and had the right idea there to try and put that right back in over the top of the goalkeeper. Unlucky for it to just go wide. UCC will be glad for the half-time whistle to come here. I didn't think I would have said that at any stage in the game. They've dominated for me in terms of chances created and retaining the ball for the majority of the first half too.
No goals in the opening 45, but we almost had an audacious one right at the end of the first half. Hannah Flatley lobbing over Clodagh Walsh, but just beyond the post as well. Half-time then at Seaview in Belfast. The Rustlers WSCAI Kelly Cup final. It's UCC 0, Maynooth University 0. And second half coverage coming up shortly. But just look at the background there. Samson and Goliath, the two Harland and Wolff cranes. And a view of the Titanic Centre as well, way off in the distance alongside Harland and Wolff. There it is. I'm not sure if it's Goliath or Samson, it's one of them. And then there's the Titanic Centre right alongside, built to the same dimensions as the original Titanic. Anyway, that's your history lesson for today. Half-time at Crusaders 0-0. We'll be back in around 10 minutes. So Maynooth are out first for this second half at Seaview, the home of Crusaders. Seaview, the home of Crusaders. The view of the sea isn't really there these days, but Maynooth University are out early for this second half and being, interestingly, put through their paces. Come out a minute or two ahead of UCC. Cup final here last night as well. It was the County Antrim Shields. That was an incredible decider. It was Crusaders taking the honours in the end against Linfields. 4-3. Really tight so far, Danielle McDonnell, what we've seen in the opening 45 minutes.
Yeah, for me, Cork were slightly the better team in terms of chances created right up until the final moments of the first half when Maynooth had their first couple of real chances. But the looks of things coming out there and getting warmed up a little bit earlier, and Maynooth will be expecting to give it a little bit more in this half. And it'll be an interesting second half. Still 45 to play, 0-0.
Very, very tight first half, and it's Maynooth University who get the second half underway and who will have the wind in their favour in this second period. 0-0 at half-time in last year's Kelly Cup final. We didn't get a goal in the normal 90 minutes. What happens today? Here goes Agbonna. Lofted. Dring might get on the end of it. She won't though. Sophie Lennon out to claim first. And when handled, just see from the detritus that was floating around behind her that the wind has picked up again here. It hadn't really played a major factor in the first half, but sort of threatening that it could do in the second. And this featuring on the new FAI third level YouTube, which will have lots of additional footage coming up in the coming days and weeks from the different competitions, men and women. Dring had come back quite deep to deal with that one, but didn't. It's a throw for Maynooth.
Dring started on the left here again rather than right up through the middle for the second half.
Recovered by Ciara McNamara, the UCC skipper. Good clearance captain last year for their run to this Kelly Cup final, but they didn't win that. They'll want to win this. 2013, their last triumph. Previous one before that, 22 years earlier. Ball cut out by Charlie Moore. Dring tried to get Messick away down the left-hand side, and Bonner interrupting. Pressure on Caoimhe Walsh here. Only option was to pull it back to Sophie Lenihan. It was a thumper back with a bit of interest by Ali Brady. Captain when Lakewood lifted the Intermediate Shield last year. Quick throw, trying to pick out Ali Brady, and she couldn't. Away by Gemma Berry.
Some of Crusaders girls FDC on the ball girl duty over there on the stands, and there's 5 or 6 of them here today, so it's good to see them here.
Wind is definitely noticeably getting stronger, I have to say. We didn't notice it up in the back of the main stand in the first half, but definitely it's noticeable now, which means it's obviously even stronger on the pitch. So anything which is half hit, as we've seen there, will travel a long way. And there was such pressure on Elaine Luby that she could do nothing else but put it out from Cappoquin. Same as Jason Malumbi of the Ireland under-19s. He's the men's captain, and now he's got his first under-21 call-up under Stephen Kenny, the new Ireland under-21 boss. This is very, very well deserved. Over on the far side, that under-21 qualifier, European qualifiers, get Luxembourg and Tala on Sunday week. Followed by Sarah McKevitt. Out that will roll.
The wind's definitely picked up here now. It's even stronger looking in Maynooth's favour, but sometimes it can be a little bit more difficult if the ball's always running out for you rather than holding up.
So another goal kick to come from Clodagh Walsh. Obviously won't get as much distance into it because she's kicking into the breeze. There's more than a breeze, obviously. Flatley trying to release McKevitt, who's gone down. The challenge from Kate Connors.
Great
corner
block.
It is.
Great block from Connors. Did he give a corner there? I thought that actually might have went out for a throw-in.
Well, Maynooth have it. There will be a throw.
I was going to say, I thought it was a little bit hard done by. She did really, really well to try and keep it in.
Same again. Decided to go a different route this time, tried to pick out Emma Byrne, but it was Coffey who cut it out. Connors denied. Suddenly there's a big opening in the edge of the area, and it was Sarah McKevitt who was in, and Clodagh Walsh just had enough of a hand behind it in the end. Decent hit.
Good feet. Good shift of her body weight to get her shot off there. Comfortable save in the end.
Headed out this time by Rebecca Carroll. Now, she had a very good league final a couple of weeks ago of Peamount United, the Ireland Under-19 and Universities International. It's featured in FEI Cup finals for UCD Waves. Peamount United Player of the Year 3 times. Ogbonna clipped by Megan Burke. They could still yield something out of it, UCC. Not now. Free kick given away by Emily Messek. Free kick that will be Sophie Lenehan's to take. Hasn't needed to perform the same heroics as she did during the league decider a fortnight back. Mind you, the day is still young. Short by Keeley. Both semi-finals went all the way. 2 games in as many days. Tired limbs are definitely a factor. And maybe a little bit more jaded because of the extra strong long winter that's kicked in the past few days. Mind you, it was pretty nippy at home farm last week as well for the CFEI Cup final. Maynooth throw. Quiver Walsh looking to take. Quick layup, flatly. Control was good. Dunner's got support from Lauren Keeley. It was Lauren Kelly to Lauren Keeley, and Keeley straight out.
Maynooth's definitely come out in the second half, applying more pressure. They're not so happy to sit in this half as they were in the second half, and utilising the wind and getting opportunities on goal.
Handball. Maynooth free kick. We're seeing more of them in the second half, but they've got the wind in the second half.
It's definitely a factor, as you said last night. Crusaders and Linfield fought out the County Antrim Shield final here, and it was a game of 2 halves. It was very much about the wind. Whoever was shooting towards our railway end.
Same direction.
Yeah, definitely benefited from having that advantage.
Winning goal came at that end as well. Now, this is quite a distance out, but Sarah McKevitt's got an idea here. She's gone for it. Worth a try. Why not have a try from there?
I think today with this wind, why not? Why not give it a go?
That was 40 yards and then some. Still goalless in the Rustlers WSCAI Kelly Cup final. Stood out well by Rebecca Carroll, but not for long. It's never for long with Ogbonna around. Trying to release it. Short for Charlie Moore. Messek. That could go anywhere. Rebecca Carroll's in a bit of bother. Here's Dring in towards the centre well, and Messek denied by a terrific Sophie Lenehan save. It's a goal kick.
Another chance made out of not a whole lot from UCC, just using the weather and the conditions to their advantage. I actually think that was a foul on Maynooth's goalkeeper after that initial attempt. 2 good saves from her.
Well, it was Dring in towards Messek, and a very good save. That's the best save, really, that Sophie Lenon's had to pull off, and she had some incredible ones, miraculous ones in the league decider.
She did, and she's felt that. She seems like she's hurting a little bit. It was a brave save. She's had to put her body on the line.
Ogbonna's in the middle! Oh, and it's gone just wide anyway. Any kind of touch from Ogbonna, and surely that would have been on target. Wow!
Drings and Ogbonna linking up again. When these two can combine, it's positive for UCC. Interchanging again, Ogbonna's going right up through the middle now, and they've had another little change in their front three. all comfortable in all three positions and gives Maynooth something else to think about.
It's good to have the variety, and from a UCC point of view, considering that they're facing such blustery conditions against them in this second half, they're making a lot happen suddenly. That was drilled back in again by Emily Messek.
Maynooth goalkeeper does not look comfortable there after that last challenge.
Well, it's a cold day. It actually makes it feel all the worse. You'd have thought it'd be the opposite, but she's still struggling a bit. Met by Ciara McNamara, away by Ali Brady. Interesting how UCC have actually come into it, attacking quite well over the past couple of minutes. Here's Messek, forward by Emma Byrne, trying to get Flatley away, and she might be. Elaine Luby could only slice it, needed the support of Ciara McNamara. Stopped by Lauren Keeley. Away by Coffey, very effective right back is Christine Coffey. Messek. That was just pulled back by Brooke Dunn. Free kick. UCC can make something of this.
Whoever's stepping up to hit this needs to overhit it. The ball's almost coming back at them if they don't put enough on it, so it needs to be struck well.
Has been too by Ciara McNamara. Now that clearance could go anywhere. Just as well the Clodagh Walsh was in her area. Kevitt's won the throw for Maynooth University. They've had to suck up a bit of pressure, but actually it's been a much more active second half than first.
It has. It's a bit more end-to-end. Both teams going for it. Both teams committing numbers forward better in this half and going to try and get a goal, something to hold on to.
That was a chip of danger from a good distance by Brooke Dunn, and again, obviously thought it was worth a pop for it. Most of the crowd are on the near side, by the way, in the main stand, if you're wondering. It's just a little bit more shelter here. Although this is really marvellous club ground, covered stands on four sides, which, as we know, you don't get everywhere. Lauren Kelly was trying to present herself on the edge of the area, but Brooke Dunn lost it out. It's Messek getting it up the park. Dunn now. KDFL Division 1 winners this season and the Martin Burns Shield with Newbridge Colts in 2019. To add to the CUFL crown, the Premier League title. Looping header from Lauren Kelly, the Ireland under-19 international. Steady number of appearances at 16s, 17s and 19s. Rolled beyond Hannah Flatley, but she's actually got the throw her way. It was the UCC touch last. Throw for Maynooth University near that corner. There will be a change first for Maynooth University, and it is Cleona Owens who's going to come on wearing 17, and she replaces Hannah Flatley. 17 for 18. for the final half hour, plus potential of extra time. But the release now for Ogbonna, and she's away here down the right-hand side, or at least she was. Support from Emily Mesek again, and that will be a throw. Well, the chance was there. Oh, that was very well done by Kate Connors. Down the left-hand side, trying to bear down in the area. Support from Megan Burke on the edge of the box, but Sarah McKevitt was there again to play a denying role. Now they're looking to do some major damage on the break, and they can do it. It's a tight angled effort in the end. Well, that was what they were looking to do. Fresh legs from Clean Owens. Across from the left-hand side from Quiva Walsh. I'm sure that probably was intended as a cross by Walsh.
I still think both teams are playing quite narrow. They're not really using the full width of the pitch to hurt each other, and they've matched up well. They obviously know each other and know each other's strengths from playing against each other in their league games, and their systems set up for that. But there's definitely opportunities to get the ball in the wide areas.
63 goalless minutes so far at Seaview. Ogbonna, little flick. Impressive one beyond Gemma Berry. She's only got support in the middle from Christina Dring, but she's going to make it. Got there ahead of Emer Lafferty. Now, who to help? Charlie Moore was behind her. Dring, Dring, Dring. Couldn't bring home the ball. Sophie Lenihan's had a bit of breathing time. Get herself recovered from the knock she picked up in making that very impressive save 15 minutes ago now from McKevitt.
Yeah, she looks more comfortable now, like she's been able to shake it off.
Dring trying to release Ogbonna, did her best to stay on side. Dring has won it back. Stolen past Rebecca Carroll. Here's Kate Connors. Found Ogbonna. Unfindable. Brooke Dunn. Coffee, little flick from Emily Mesek. Coffee in a more central position, and she was deceived this time by the little hop over her. Quiva Walsh, not a lot of support up front for her. Sarah McKevitt tried to cross in front. Ball went the wrong direction. Brooke Dunn. McKevitt. McKevitt lining the shot up. That's a good block by Elaine Luby. That'll hurt a little bit, but she put herself in the way, in harm's way. More forward now. Mesek couldn't latch onto it. Covered by Sophie Lenihan again. Cushion header out by Ali Brady. Covered by first Ciara McNamara, then Clodagh Walsh. Highlights of this, by the way, on NVTV in Northern Ireland, debuting Tuesday next, 7:55 p.m. next Tuesday the 19th, and a few run-outs then during the week, along with the highlights of the CUFL final, which air for the first time tonight on NVTV around 8:45. Check listings for details, though. Here's Lauren Kelly, support from Brooke Dunn. Kelly still going, good cut out by Christina Dring.
Great work from Dring, and UCC's forwards in general, they don't make it easy for Maynooth to be able to play out or run out with the ball. They're hustling and they're battling, and to show that same amount of energy after playing most of these girls 90 minutes yesterday is fantastic at this stage of the game still.
Yeah, Sarah McKevitt's run herself out, and actually, you know what? She gave that a fair old bang. Ball beat her, went out, launched herself at it, and I just wonder if the momentum didn't carry her into the ad hoarding, but as it happens, another strike from outside the area from Brooke Dunn was denied. McKevitt is on the goal line at the moment, right by the corner flag, up and okay again, or at least up again. Covered by Charlie Moore of Riverstown, Cork Premier League champions in 2018, the first-year law student, so not involved in the Kelly Cup final run last year. And they've got a throw out of this, UCC. It has been put out by Rebecca Carroll, also a veteran at World University Games team in Taiwan 2 years ago, the Ireland Under-19 and Universities International. Ogbonna on the turn, had a pop, good try. Close, very close.
Every time Ogbonna's got on the ball in the last 10-15 minutes, she's looked exciting, looked to make something happen. Every right to have a shot from there after fantastic technique of her turn, but she's making something out of very little every time she gets on it.
Lenhen's goal kick, not struggling anymore. Had time to shrug off the injury. Head tennis. And lots of Ali Brady, the battering ram to break that up. Trying to get Kate Connors away. Down the left-hand side, support from Christina Dring, and it will be a UCC throw. Can you see anybody winning it in the next 20 minutes? There's Carroll. Luby looking to build again. She's got time to bring it up, but launched it down the middle instead. Here's Caoimhe Walsh. Walsh has got the door open for Sarah McKevitt down the left here. McKevitt cutting inside, tempted by the strike. McKevitt again denied by Clodagh Walsh. They're racking chances up here, and quite a few, both sides Maynooth now.
Yeah, good effort, good skill and good pace to cut in and get by the defender and earn the right to have her shot. If someone hits one of these and connects with it quite sweetly, I think that's where potentially a goal could come from.
We've still got 20 minutes. And there will be treatment needed now. Struggling from that mishap a few minutes ago. She was stealing down the right-hand side. It means at least a breather for the rest. Needing some attention, Sarah McKevitt, from Lee Van Heften, the physio.
This is where the big push is needed, where you've got to dig deep, where the legs are hurting, or you're feeling the 2 games in 2 days, and it's the stage of whoever wants it more, who's got a wee bit more in the tank and the engine left, and push through the pain barrier or produce a wee bit of magic to try and be a winner.
Means we'll have a couple of minutes extra at the end of this, no doubt about that. 18 minutes plus remaining, both sides in huddles, as you'll see. Well, they've already made one change with Hannah Flatley going off, Cleena Owens replacing it. The thing is as well, I mean, it's an artificial pitch. It doesn't actually come across to me the kind of one that you'd end up with those black pebbles in your boots much, but she's had to empty something out. She's really struggled as well, I have to say.
They're green down here. You still get them. They're just little.
Oh really?
They're up market. It's an up market 3G 4G pitch. Yeah, definitely not as many though. It is a really good surface here, as opposed to some of the other 3G pitches you get in some of the council facilities they've put the money in.
Fulham have played here in the Europa League, the qualifiers in the summer of 2011. And Crusaders were in that game for a good bit, found the net. It's Martin Jol's side, the Dutchman in charge at the time, managed to win through. Having been Europa League finalists only 14 months earlier, it was a full house here then. Full house pretty much last night for the County Antrim Shield final. Kira McNamara getting it long, but couldn't release Ogbonna. Neither could Ali Brady either, as it's been floated up by Emma Byrne, and the wind will catch that. It'll do its job, it'll do its damage, which is no damage from a UCC point of view, up and out. How much do you fancy extra time?
It's looking likely at the minute, isn't it? The only good thing about that, as I mentioned earlier, in the whole Kelly Cup, all 4 teams were quite evenly matched in terms of drawn and semi-finals and games going to penalties, and this again too. So the good news is that it's competitive and the teams are putting it up to each other. Not so good for the girls. It's played 90 minutes or 120 in some aspects, but they both got big squads, so you can tap into that.
Well, both semi-finals went to extra time and penalties, and the final right now doesn't look as if it'll be any different. Maybe Quiva Walsh can change that. Waiting for the cavalry to arrive. That's a good cross by Walsh. That's a pressuring one. It'll come towards Lauren Kelly. Pulled it back well. Little flick. Denied Brooke Dunn. It was taken away from her. I think it was by Megan Burke. Might have been Charlie Moore. Either way, that was a good job. Well done. Here goes Ogbonna. She's used the physicality well. She's won the ball fairly, and she's had a real crack from a long way out. What a goal that would have been, the way she won it. It was strong, it was fair, and it was almost an incredible goal.
Mentioned about 10 minutes ago that every time the ball gets near her, she gets on, it's just making something happen, something out of nothing. She won that ball back with her, as you say, pure physicality and strength. She's a big, strong girl, and she utilises it. That was a great effort, and what a wonderful cross right down the other end. Seconds before.
If you have a physical advantage, you use it. You don't foul, you use it. Judged it very well. It was a really good effort, and just too high in the end. Well, that would have been some way to open the scoring. Too early to say, though, would have decided it. Here's Dring. Ogbonna, chance to turn. Oh, that was really well intercepted, though, by Berry. It almost fell to Charlie Moore, but it's away by Lauren Keeley. Throw it is for UCC. They're putting the pressure on now. 14 to go, 0-0.
They are good defending from Maynooth. They've dealt with that well. Again, Drings and O'Punner linking up. Whenever them two can get together and play a little bit closer together, it causes Maynooth problems. It's definitely a more exciting second half here. We're end to end.
That's definitely picked up compared to what we saw in the opening 45. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And the wind is stronger, it's more notable, it's picked up. Hasn't spoiled the contest. Our effects mic are definitely picking up a lot more as well. You can hear it's a lot more noticeably in the second half.
So Burke there just on her screen, number 8. I've actually been impressed with how tidy she's played today and the defensive job she's done for UCC. It sometimes goes unnoticed, but I thought she's put a really good shift in today. Played simple, won her tackles, won her aerial battles, and she's been effective for me.
Foul on Brooke Dunn, free kick for Maynooth University, 12 minutes to go, and she's not getting up quickly either. So more treatment needed here. She's gone down and she has stayed down, and that's usually a worry when that happens. Doesn't seem in a major amount of distress, but when players go down in conditions like this, you do fear slightly.
Everything feels worse when you're already cold, and even if it's just a whack, a stand on the toe, or it always seems to hurt more when it's cold out there.
In which case, if somebody can score in the next 11 minutes, we won't complain.
This is exactly the same area, only it was this side of the pitch. The Crusaders got their winning goal from last night from a really good ball lofted into the box and a header. So in this same end, Railway end, with the wind in their favour. So see what Maynooth can produce.
It's Sarah McKevitt with the free kick. Quiva Walsh should come short. Instead, it's a long one, and it's too long. There was nobody at the far post arriving.
I don't think that was a bad ball. You know, put the ball into good areas, and the same with the last fantastic cross that came in from the left-hand side. Just none of Maynooth's players.
I think those in the middle were expecting it to hold up a little bit more, but it won't in weather like this. It's blowing to the railway end away to our left, out towards Belfast Lock and the sea. That's in the name of the ground. Just can't see the sea anymore. Ogbonna! Oh! She saw an opening. Just couldn't put it away, but she has had some chances in this cup final. And that's another. It fell sweetly towards the equalising goal to force the 3-3, extra time and penalties in the last minute of the semi-final yesterday. Couldn't quite get the breakthrough there. She's had some chances. Ten minutes to go, 0-0 in the Rustlers Kelly Cup final. Attempt to play it forward by Emily Masek again. Here's Quiva Walsh. And that will be a UCC throw. Well met by the substitute, Cleena Owens. Will kill it. Leinster Senior Schools Cup winner with Sacred Heart Tullamore, All-Ireland 2016 winners, under-16 Offaly ladies. 2 CUFL League titles and the Kelly Cup from 2017, and also the FEI Intermediate Cup 4 years ago at Shelburne. She's had quite the career and she's not done yet, not a bit of it. Here's Christina Dring. Back pass, Ogbonna will try and latch on, but Sophie Lenihan read it, anticipated the danger, got it away. course, the best pairings can finish 0-0.
What a
But
touch.
Sarah McKevitt, great control, trying to get Brooke Dunn away. And Dunn is in, and Dunn could not finish. It was quite a ball away by Sophie Lennon as well, but the close control by Sarah McKevitt was again just supreme. Lovely. Sarah McKevitt of Wexford Utes, the reigning league champions. Formerly of Peamount, with whom she won the League Cup last season. Has moved before the 2019 campaign, so everybody's got their league medals there apart from her. That's something to aspire for in 2019. That's another good cross. Cut out by Christine Coffey. Little flick came from McKevitt. Gobbled up by Clodagh Walsh again.
Another good ball into the box, into good areas. Maynooth are putting the ball into good areas. They're just not getting their forwards in.
McKevitt is still limping, by the way. She's still got an awkward gait. That about 15 minutes after the original incident. Ogbonna released. Ogbonna's in here. She's got lots of company. And well done, Rebecca Carroll and Gemma Berry, for closing her down. She's still got a strike away, but it was a half chance instead of a full one. And couldn't score. Six minutes to go. Wish I'd brought a heater.
Or an extra pair of socks. We'll miss here.
I don't think that far ahead. It's Kate Connors with a throw. 6 minutes to go. It's been a good second half. It's had all that we'd expect apart from the breakthrough. Will it come in normal time?
If yesterday's anything to go by, UCC will go all the way to the death here. They scored an equalising goal against Ulster University at the last minute of the game to equalise and take us all the way to penalties. So they'll keep going right till the end.
It's another one that's flown beyond the far post, frustratingly. From a Maynooth point of view, they just haven't been able to, really, as the game has worn on, judge the breeze behind them, which frankly UCC did in the opening 45. This is going to bounce. Interestingly, it could be an opening for McKevitt. Clodagh Walsh there first. I'm not sure right now she's 100%. If she was, on a normal day, she might have got to it. Christina Dring trying to break through, but it's a free kick, and there's bodies on the deck everywhere. Gemma Berry, the worst affected this time. Peamount United. It's gone through the age categories, plenty of successes for Peamount, and also Lucan Sarsfields and Camogie, and ladies football, Fela under-14 champions they were, Dublin minor champions, and Camogie minor county and league medals too. Fela under-14 runners-up for Dublin. That's a good little curler, but the keeper will grab it again. And it was McKevitt behind it again, and Clodagh Walsh smothering it again. Worth a try by McKevitt. Always worth a try.
Good little bit of skill from McKevitt. Great touch again to pull it out from there and get her turn and her shot off. She's in. Dring's in.
This is it! Dring to win it! It's there! Christina Dring, with barely 3 minutes to go, fires UCC in front in the Kelly Cup final.
Well taken. Nice little touch. She was in Route 1 football. Who says it's not pretty, but it's effective.
She stole inside. A cheeky little lob. And then it went past Sophie Lenihan. And UCC lead 1-0 right at the end. Good goal. Christina Dring. It was a lovely lob. And now UCC have to defend. That's out. That's a goal kick.
That's been the difference for me. Maynooth dropped off, allowed UCC centre half to pick out a ball, which was a fantastic ball, by the way, to put in Drings, but that wouldn't have happened up this other end. UCC's front three haven't allowed Maynooth to play out comfortably very often in the game.
Christina Dring, who scored the opening goal of Kelly Cup week, might have just got the last goal. If it is, UCC will win the trophy for the second time this decade. The sixth time in all. Only University Limerick have got more. Cut out by Ciara McNamara. And UCC now have Maynooth where they want them. Dring, 90 seconds of normal time to go, but we should have at least 4 added minutes for the injuries we've had, and maybe 5. Free kick for Maynooth, just inside the UCC half. That was for handball, and it will be the first yellow card of the cup final. I think it's Kate Connors who's going to receive it.
Yeah, it's been a competitive game. Both teams have got in about each other and have been physical, but it's been fair, so hasn't been any need for cards so far.
That might be the only one. Dring drawing back into the final minute. There will be a change for Maynooth University. Coming on is Lauren Keeler, who we did not see during the league final. So she is on for the final couple of minutes. And maybe extra time! It will be extra time! That's unbelievable! That's incredible! That's astonishing! That's a goal from a free kick from the halfway line, scored by Sarah McCarrett. It went all the way in. McCarrett's free kick, and she has scored from miles out, and absolutely nobody touched it.
Yeah, and we talked about those areas 5 minutes ago, being able to strike the ball, put it in the box in good areas, and the wind catches it. The keeper's defence, she had no chance. It's guided right up into the top corner.
That's incredible. That is unbelievable. That really is unbelievable. Well, we're into stoppage time, and there'll be a few minutes of it. And the free kick given away for handball, and really you'd have to say it didn't need to be. Absolutely incredible. Launched away by Sophie Lenihan. 2 goals that have caught the goalkeepers out. I don't know if you'd really blame either in those situations.
No, I don't think so. I think Drings' goal was quality. She got just enough to get it up and over the keeper to allow it to come down. And the free kick, that's one of those freak ones. It's guided off the ground about probably 15 yards from goal before skipping right up into the top corner.
Well, Ogbonna having the pop but going wide. We're heading for extra time at the moment anyway. It's away by Rebecca Carroll. Two 10-minute periods of extra time if needed. Sarah McCavitt putting the pressure on again, heading for the 3rd minute of stoppage time. There was a player of the match, but we'll hold that back if it goes to extra time. At the moment, it looks like it will. Equaliser coming right at the end. Christina Dring putting UCC ahead after 86 minutes. It was pretty much bang on the 90 that Sarah McKever's free kick flew in. It's always a danger in circumstances like this with the wind right behind you that something like that can happen, and it absolutely did. I'm pretty certain, I'm pretty sure it's a banker that she was not intending to score from there, just looking to cause as much trouble as possible. It's launched away long. But you know what, on a day like this, if you've got a strong wind behind you, launch it down the middle. We are going to extra time. It's finished 1-1 after 90 minutes in the Kelly Cup final. Extra time just like last year, but at least this time we've had goals in the regulation. Christina Dring with that opener, that lovely lob, 4 minutes from time, and then Maynooth University tying it up at the death on the 90. Sarah McKevitt, UCC 1, Maynooth University 1, and extra time will follow. And I'm sure most people thought that UCC had that one.
I think they did too, to be fair.
Absolutely astonishing. Well, Maynooth University did not give up hope, did not give up the ghost. There will be 2 periods of 10 minutes of extra time. So the Copa Libertadores and League Cup, English League Cup rules of no extra time don't apply here. Let's take a look at the goals then. Incredible goals, really. This was the opener, 86 minutes, lovely ball forward, Dring released, superb ball from the back, lovely lob, well judged, beat Sophie Lenihan, that for 1-0, and then this free kick from Sarah McKevitt. Absolutely incredible. Just watch. A bounce, straight in. David Beckham, eat your heart out. 1-1.
It's true what they say. Aim for the back post, and if everybody misses it, it might go in. That's exactly what's happened.
It turned out that way. UCC 1, Maynooth University 1, and we are heading for extra time. It's ended up being eventful. There was a threat it wouldn't be. First 20-25 minutes were, compared to the league final, quite moribund, but this has turned out to be quite the encounter in the second half, and it means we get extra innings. You see, if it's the middle of June, it's 30 degrees, you think, hey, great, good. Extra time it is. Captains are back in. Ira Lafferty and Ciara McNamara. Another coin toss. It's happening all over again. Further instructions, further geeing up coming from Blaine Walsh. Sides will change around for the first period of extra time. Just like yesterday, both semi-finals, which were played yesterday in much more squally, colder, windier, gustier conditions than this, both went to extra time, both went to penalties. Last year's final going to extra time as well. I think the format seems to lend itself to it, and it is an age-old one. Remember the Collingwood Cup finals had extra time for each of the past few finals as well. Identical format, and they play for 3 days in a row. It's 2 in this. So it's extra time then in the Kelly Cup final. UCC 1, Maynooth University 1. Ogbonna. Both sides are attacking the same ends as they did during the second half of normal time. That's held up in the breeze, definitely. And it's continuing to heighten. Emma Lafferty. Oh, and she's lost out. Here goes Dring. Dring has got quite a bit of support here. Messick, she's gone down outside the area. Play allowed to continue. And the final chip, gobbled up by Lenihan easily. Chip coming from Charlie Moore, who, despite wearing 10, is playing quite a restricted role, pretty much in the centre of the park. That could bounce anywhere, as Sarah McKevitt will well know, and has been sliced away by Kira McNamara. Felt it was the lowest risk option. That was played strong down the middle by Maynooth.
I think the wind just caught that as she went to go strike it and just took it away from her.
Quiver Walsh hit with quite a bit of power behind it. Emma Byrne won't get there. She followed through. It's a free kick for UCC. That's quite an impressive rail service you have here, by the way. I've got to tell you, where I live, the trains pass by every 2 hours.
Yeah, we're literally stone's throw from Belfast city centre here, so everybody looking to go north from Belfast goes past that way.
Line going on towards Antrim and Coleraine and Foyle side. So, chance for the cross. Ogbonna with it. And Ogbonna could not make that one count. Well, it was hit with a lot of power, definitely. But just couldn't find anybody in the middle. A lot of room to manoeuvre for Brooke Dunn, but it's in the centre here for McKevitt. She had it the way she wanted it, and the spectacular didn't yield any additional reward. Stopped by Clodagh Walsh. Pinged off Charlie Moore. They've got it long again. Here goes Dring. Ogbonna's waiting in the middle, and Messick is there too, and she aims for Ogbonna, went for it. Cut out well by Quiver Walsh. She's stuck to her all game. Megan Burke has support behind her. Went to head to the side instead, and that was a bump and a half. And Quiver Walsh is down, and the day it is, it's going to take a while for her to be able to get back up. Christine Coffey will be booked. So both fullbacks have now been yellow carded.
I think Coffey knew what she was doing there. It's what we would maybe call a smart foul, taking a yellow card for her team to stop a counter attack from Maynooth whenever UCC had committed numbers forward. So she need to be careful now for the last 17 minutes, but I think she maybe needed to do that.
Rebecca Carroll launching it up, and again it's just not fallen right for Lauren Kelly. Got the opening goal, that exquisite chip to open the scoring in the CUFL Premier Division final in Athlone. Hands were up there, but play continues. Keeley sliced it. UCC throw. Remember, 10 minutes per half of extra time. Charlie Moore received again from Christina Dring, who's lurking with the usual intent. It's impressive the amount of pace that's still there from Lauren Keeler, although she did come on around the time of the goal. Here goes Walsh. Keeler in the middle. Sarah McKevitt thought about lining up the shot. Brooke Dunn may think the same, and Dunn did have a go. McKevitt is down again. She really is having some difficulties again. Try to get the shot away here, and caught again. And then nothing much happening with the follow-up.
McKevitt's shown that she's technically very good today. She's skipping past people and trying to get her shots off, and I think that's why she's been through the wars a little bit.
Well, is she going to be able to continue? They've made 2 changes already.
I think Maynooth will want to keep her on the pitch, and it's a little bit audacious trying to overhead kick a second to go and plucking balls out of the air, but she does seem to have that wee bit of quality that you definitely want on the damn minutes of a game to try and magic something up for your team.
She really is limping. I fancy she's not going to be in much of a position to continue.
Good defending. Well cut out, because UCC were in there, so got that ball in behind. Players look like they're starting to struggle a little bit now. Physically, they're tired. They're throwing their bodies into tackles, and they're just mistiming in a little bit. So this looks like it's about 40 yards out, maybe more.
How tempted is she from here? McNamara will have the pop. Chipped it, just too high.
Against the wind as well, isn't it, that one? So didn't trouble the goalkeeper. You can see the ball swirling. It's swirling back towards us.
Minute left in normal time. At the end of this first period of extra time, that's a real tester, and it's just over the top. Well, that would have been absolutely unbelievable if the same thing had happened again. Just over the bar. I don't think that's what Lauren Kelly was planning on at all, but it was almost the lead for Maynooth.
Yeah, she's just tried to guide it into the box with the inside of her foot and put the ball in a good area. The wind's caught it.
Well, 2 goals scored the same way would be absolutely unbelievable. Probably will have some additional time. Crosses again, just a bit overhit. 1 added minute the end of the first period of extra time then. It's bound to be just a bit more fatigue. Why not? 2 full games, a couple of bouts of extra time as well. Sarah McKevitt.
It's just her striking that ball again with her left.
And that is it, half time in extra time, and it's still 1-1. And the chances have been there, but they have not been taken. Won't be much time to dwell on it. They are being allowed a few moments just to have a conversation, a quick drink, and then it's out again for the final 10 minutes of open play. And after that, it'll either be a presentation or penalties. She's had some slings and arrows go her way for the 100 minutes so far, but Sarah McKevitt is still on the pitch. And astoundingly, still on her feet to begin this second period of extra time. UCC 1, Maynooth University 1 at Seaview. We've gone all the way. Launched by Ciara McNamara. That's a bit of a belt that Lauren Keeley has received. Friendly fire. It was Rebecca Carroll who was clearing it away. I pretty much don't think Lauren Keeley appreciated it, but there you go. Lauren Keeley leading the line and doing a solid job of it. Quiver Walsh with the throw, support from Brooke Dunn, and Lauren Keeler on the overlap too. They plenty around. They'll actually not get the throw this time. That was very shrewd by Kate Connors. Booted off Keeler, UCC's throw. It's been a long 2 days.
All be worth it for whoever gets to lift the trophy at the end of this.
Lauren Kelly taking up outside this area, and Clodagh Walsh just behind it. Enough there to deny. It's cut inside. Kelly got the left foot behind it. Just needed a bit more power. Away by Cleena Owens, the relatively early substitute in this Kelly Cup final. 7 minutes of extra time to go at Seaview. Very well held up by Charlie Moore. Had support from Brady and Burke, but both denied. Free kick.
Game's got very stop-start now. And as I said, there's the tired legs are turning into niggles and ball going out of play and late challenges.
It's lofted long for Brooke Dunn, but it was well denied by Charlie Moore. She's done a really good, solid job in the engine room for UCC in this Kelly Cup final. Emer Lafferty getting along. Sarah McKevitt. Dangerous one in the middle. Here's Brooke Dunn, and Dunn is in, and it's side netting from Dunn. 6 minutes left in extra time, and that was the big opening.
It's a good effort to set up for her to be able to hit it. The half volley. She's been able to shoot that across goal. She's got a little bit more joy.
Well, we're not done yet. 5.5 minutes of extra time remaining, still one apiece. But what a great opening that was by Brooke Dunn. They have a throw as well. They've got the pressure up. They're attacking the wind a lot better in extra time than they did during the first half, full stop. Here we go again then. Emer Lafferty is seeing out this final. The extra time sort of averaging out. The fact she had to go off after about an hour in the league decider in Athlone against IT Carlow. It's a different kind of game, this. It's tenser, it's tighter, it's produced a good amount. Had its own level of drama.
Realised that was a corner. Big opportunity here.
Sarah McKevitt will take the corner from Maynooth University. She's been a big survivor in this final. McKevitt got it deep.
Good defending by Burke.
Ogbonna.
Body in the way.
UCC survive for now. Dring, short. Emily Messick. Got it long, Ogbonna's in there. Here's Dring. Ogbonna's got Dring for company, and she drilled it low and harmlessly.
Pass to the far side might have been a better option there. The fact Ogbonna and Dring still have that much energy and are still trying to run beyond and hassle and fight their way through at this stage of the game is fantastic.
Messick's got it through, but Dring won't latch onto it. 3.5 minutes to go of extra time. Quiver Walsh. Little flick from Sarah McKevitt, but didn't have the control. Here's Emily Messick. Ali Brady. Megan Burke has tracked back and done so well. She's had her moments in this cup final as well. Lauren Kelly winning back. Chipped forward by Emer Lafferty. Stopped by Kira McNamara too. It's away by Clodagh Walsh. Are we to have any more openings in this Rustlers Kelly Cup final? Messick heading it forward. Ogbonna, the sort of player who can create an opening from nothing. Messick. Touch too many. Maynooth will try and bring it forward. McKevitt. Foot race with Ciara McNamara. McKevitt's got in. And that'll be a corner for Maynooth. We've got 2 minutes to go. Well, she found a way past Ciara McNamara. Emily Messick is coming off for UCC. Chloe Ahern replacing her. Ahern, who plays a football with Riverstown. Is that a change with a thought towards penalty kicks? 90 seconds to go in extra time. It's McKevitt to take. Deep one, met by the head of Emma Byrne. That wasn't going anywhere fast. It'll be a throw unless McKevitt decides to keep it alive, and she did, and Ogbonna's put it out for it anyway. That was UCC's first substitution of the cup final, by the way. Brooke Dunn, it's out, it's a goal kick. We edge even closer towards a penalty competition. Dunn couldn't stop it, couldn't trap it. Ogbonna couldn't release Dring, but maybe it might fall for more. Dring chased after it too. Here's Chloe Ahern. Goalkeeper was way out of goal, but Sophie Lenihan survives for now this time. Here's Megan Burke. Burke's got 3 to aim for in the middle. It's low, it's Dring. It'll be a throw. Will there be time to take? The 20 minutes extra time are up. It is penalties again to decide the Kelly Cup final. Christina Dring netting after 86 minutes. Sarah McKevitt from that astonishing free kick 3 minutes later. No addition in extra time. UCC 1, Maynooth University 1, and it is penalties again in the Kelly Cup final.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic display. Both teams fully committed. It's a horrible way to lose and it's a wonderful way to win, but I don't see any other way to separate the two teams today, to be honest. I think if another one had got a goal in extra time there, the other team probably would have equalised. Two really evenly matched teams. I thought UCC dominated the first half, but Maynooth definitely came out and dominated the first period of the second half as well. And good luck to both teams.
Just like both semi-finals yesterday, we go all the way to penalties. We also have a player of the match to decide, which will be the call of Danielle McDowell. And you're nominating?
Christina Dring for me today. I think she was fantastic. Her energy, she caused problems going forward. Ogbonna was very good. McKevitt was also very good for Maynooth, but Christina Dring just edged it, especially with the quality of her finish as well and the goal.
So Christina Dring of UCC is the player of the match in this Kelly Cup final.
I'm sure she'll step up and hit a penalty here as well. She's centre forward.
So the coin toss to decide who takes first and who gets the choice of ends. Looks like it will be the goal away to our right for the shootout.
Both teams probably wanting to win the toss there to pick the goal that they scored their goal in, so that usually gives you a wee psychological advantage, but this one up to the right is actually into the wind. The goalkeeper's advantage if they play this way.
Well, it was 3-3 between UCC and Ulster University yesterday in their semi-final. Both penalty shootouts in both semi-finals finished 7-6. Were there any misses in your semi-final?
No, ours actually wasn't. Ours was 3-1. The other one was 7-6. Our game, we had three in a row penalty misses. Our first 3 penalties. So we weren't very good. Hopefully these teams are better than us today. The other game, there were a few misses and a few saves. There was actually one of the goalkeepers, I believe it was Maynooth's goalkeeper, had actually saved 3 or 4 of the penalties. So, and a few misses. Nearly everybody in the team had hit one yesterday. So Maynooth have all had plenty of practice. UCC only had to take 4 of their penalties as we missed ours.
So here we go into the penalty shootout, and Maynooth will take first. Maynooth won their shootout 7-6 against IT Carlow. Emer Lafferty to go first. And Lafferty scores!
Good finish, good penalty.
That was a fine strike. Next up, Christina Drink, player of the final. What can she do from the shootout? It's String. Oh yes, 1-1.
Short run up, confident, struck through the ball well.
Very, very well taken. Got behind it well and converted too. Lauren Keeley is next to go. Level after the first round of penalties. Keeley low. Keeley good. 2-1. And there was very little that Clodagh Walsh could do about that. They really are fizzing through these, by the way. Ciara McNamara coming up next. McNamara, the UCC captain. Oh, cheeky! Sophie Lenihan almost kept it out. Missed from the spot yesterday, didn't hear. Lauren Kelly. Can she emulate Lauren Keeley, who scored in the previous round? That is fantastic. 3-2.
Good penalties so far. Much better than ours were yesterday.
Here goes Charlie Moore. She's had a terrific cup final as well. That deep, deep roll. Moore scores. That's the way to do it. This is some shootout. Nobody's missed yet. Very effective taking. Emma Byrne, who scored the winning goal in the league decider 2 weeks ago. That was a cool finish. Has she got the same here? Oh, she has! Oh, she has! It's another one for Maynooth. 7 penalties, all converted. 100% strike rate. Megan Burke, from Canada of Cork City. It's been a perfect shootout so far. Continues it. And Lenihan almost kept that one out. Too much power, too much behind it. Having scored from that free kick from way out earlier, Sarah McKevitt from the spot to make it 5 out of 5 for Maynooth. It's saved! It has been saved by Clodagh Walsh! And UCC are on the brink now. McKevitt of all people. She's had a great cup final.
She has had a really good final. Technically really, really good in the game. Pulling balls out of the air, linking up play for her team. It's unfortunate for her to have missed that. Good save from the keeper though.
It's Vanessa Ogbonna then against Sophie Lenihan. This is it. The last penalty in regulation. She's won it! Cool, calm, collected. UCC win the Kelly Cup. What a shootout. What a penalty to do it. Marvellous.
Fantastic composure. Cup final. Cool as a cucumber. Just side-footed it into the goal and she enjoyed that with her little jig after it.
Vanessa Ogbonna has the winning penalty. UCC take it 5-4. UCC had won their shootout yesterday 3-1. Maynooth had won theirs 7-6. Sarah McKevitt. So unlucky, so unfortunate that it would be she that would have her penalty saved. The only one of the lot that would be denied. McKevitt had sent us to extra time and penalties in the first place with that literally unbelievable free kick. She had a spot kick saved by Clodagh Walsh, and then up came Vanessa Ogbonna with the winner. That was quite a final.
It was indeed. Competitive, good quality. Both teams coped with the wind and the conditions well. We had everything. We had tackles, we had chances, we had good quality goals, and right all the way. It was probably a little bit of a treat for us to get extra time, and it's a horrible way to lose that in penalties, but it's a wonderful way to win, and fair play to both teams for putting on a fantastic display.
Well, we'll be joining Paul Dundon, the chairman of the WSCAI, in a moment. Emma Urell of Rustlers, David Flynn of Ulster University Sport, who will have the medal presentation for this final. And Kieran Coulter covered as referee the contest very well. We're going to go down for the presentation. But it went all the way. 5-4 and penalties in the end. Very unlucky on Maynooth as they're denied the double. It's just so unfortunate for, literally so unfortunate for Sarah McKevitt. At all. Speeches time then.
On behalf of the WSCAI, Apologies. Crusaders, absolutely fantastic stadium, and we'd like to thank you very much. We'd also like to thank today's match officials, and we'd ask you to step forward, please, to collect your medals. Commiserations to Maynooth University, and we'd like you to come forward to collect your medals, please. So we're just moving on to the player of the match presentation. Player of the match today is UCC's Christina Dring. So now we move on to the winners presentation. Just would like to call on the captain last, please. So this year's 2019 Kelly Cup champions, UCC.
Well, what a final in a totally different way to the league decider of 2 weeks ago, where Maynooth, in an absolute thriller from start to finish, turned over IT Carlo 2, and this was a thriller in a totally different way. And considering the way this weekend has gone, both semi-finals going to penalty shootouts and the final as well, perhaps it was always going to be the way that the final and the Kelly Cup would be decided in similar fashion. Oh, they went all the way. The goals were incredible. I mean, Sarah McKevitt's free kick to send us to extra time. It was a once-in-a-lifetime affair. Christina Dring's lovely chip to put UCC in front. It was a marvellous goal. It is Ciara McNamara's job then to receive the Kelly Cup. They are the penalty queens. UCC win the RUSTLERS Kelly Cup for the first time since 2013. Shootout victory yesterday over Ulster University. Today against Maynooth University. It's been a long time coming for them. Denied in extra time by IT Carlo, and their treble last year. This time around in Belfast, it is UCC who take the cup. They've got their customary photographs to follow. Maynooth already back in the dressing room, and UCC, by the way, UCC had the same dressing room as Crusaders last night. Let's speak to the captain, Ciara McNamara. You've had to work very hard to get this cup.
Yeah, we did. We dug deep, I suppose. We scored first and we scored early and then we conceded. But fair play to Maynooth, they gave us a superb game. And yeah, I was just really delighted we came out with the trophy.
It was a long one in the end.
Yeah, it was. I suppose we went to penalties as well yesterday, so I knew that if the girls just picked our spots and did what we did yesterday, I knew we'd come out with the victory.
But we're still in the height of winter up here. Both the semi-final and the final, actually both semi-finals and the final going to extra time and penalties.
Yeah, I know. I suppose the legs are hanging out this stage, but it's just all the sweet now to lift the trophy there with the girls today.
Congratulations. Let's speak to the player of the match, Christina Dring, and it looked as if for 3 minutes at least you'd scored the winner.
I know, I thought we had it there. We were very unlucky to concede that late goal, but I mean, we pushed through to the end, and penalties yesterday, penalties today, made to be. Like.
A marvellous chip for that lead goal.
My weak foot and all, I thought the keeper had it. I thought the wind was going to hold up, but then it got in there. I was delighted with it, delighted.
Composure in the shootout from you as well.
Yeah, yes, same say, picked the same side, went the same place. It's just about keeping cool head, keep concentration. Don't let the pressure get to you.
Congratulations, well done. So the cup at the moment is in the possession of the winning penalty taker.
What?
Hello, well done.
Hi, how are you? Thank you very much.
That was a cool penalty.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not really a calm person, and that was the most calm I've ever been in my life. So, I'm just really tired right now and just want to go to bed.
What are you thinking when you're walking up?
Oh, I wasn't thinking. I was just looking down the whole time. I was looking at the goal. I wasn't looking at the ball, because I get scared,
And you weren't thinking at all about this is it, this will win
No,
it?
you can't. Because if I do that, I'll psych myself out. So I had to just clear my mind and just go hit the ball. I hit that target every single time, so I wasn't going to change it. I wasn't about to change it. I made my mind up and I just put it in there.
Belting final, I mean, there's so little between the top 14.
No, there's nothing, honestly, great teams. IT Carlo, us, UUJ, all so great. Honestly, just when we're here, it all just comes down to who wants it more. And sometimes the weather yesterday was horrendous. So we're really good to have good weather today and a good pitch as well. So it was grand.
Fabulous, well done.
Thank you.
Go and celebrate. Doesn't need a second invitation. See if we can get, actually, Elaine Luby. Let's try if we can get Elaine Luby. Congratulations from Cappoquin, right?
Yeah.
So well done, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Big win, big.
We went one step further than last year, which is the main thing, to be honest. Delighted, such a great group of girls, such a good team, and delighted for all the girls. So just buzzing, to be honest.
I mean, same as the semi-final yesterday, it needed 110 minutes and penalties to do it.
Oh, it did. We did it the hard way. That's definitely true. We had to go right to the very end, and these girls weren't giving up. We weren't coming out there without this cup.
I mean, you've kept this team together quite well from last year's Kelly Cup final and previous seasons too.
Yeah, we've only lost one or two players, and we've gained some fantastic first years and some fantastic girls doing masters and stuff. So yeah, and I'm sure there's more coming. There's loads of young girls in Cork that will be going to UCC, so hopefully we can keep the team going.
Marvellous stuff, well done.
Thank you very much.
Let's see if we can get the boss as well, Blaine, who's up here. Try not to get in the way of photos, and I just have, sorry about that. Blaine, congratulations. I mean, you're on the summit, finally.
Yeah, it's been a long road. We almost got there last year, and the girls have been fantastic all year. They've worked so hard. Our goal was to get to the final. Like I said, once we got here, we really wanted to win it, so we're absolutely buzzing, delighted. Because
you came so close last year, it went to extra time, just edged out by Carlo in the end.
Yeah, we knew what it was like, the feeling what it was like to lose, to push it up to the very end last year, and to lose. So the girls knew what it took to go all the way to the end and go on to win it. So the character they showed today was absolutely fantastic. To be 1-0 up with 4 minutes to go and then to
Here, let's go, Charlie Moore. Charlie, can we nab you for a sec? Go on, you know you want to talk. What an intense cup final in the end, Charlie.
Yeah, well, I think what we had over them was we just did the dog work the whole time. First of all, it was ours. We put everything into it. I couldn't have given any more. The girls couldn't have given any more. That's it.
And I mean, the feeling to have won this Kelly Cup and to have gone as far as possible, extra time and penalties in both semi-final and final.
Well, honestly, the league didn't really go our way, so we said, we're going to focus on intervarsities. We've honestly 2 nights a week in the lashing rain, in the horrible weather. We put in so much work at training, and honestly, no other girls deserve this because we really put in the effort.
Absolutely, and not having won it in 6 years, it obviously means a lot. I mean, it's pretty much it. I think there's only...
You should talk to our goalkeeper, Clodagh Walsh. She's doing her PhD at the moment. She was on the team in 2013. So that's how old she is.
There's another team photo being taken, so get in there, get in there. I wouldn't mind, as long as we've stayed on air afterwards, as the cold as it's been. Why are we still doing this? Right, let's actually... Ice. Come and talk to us. No, you have to. You don't like it? Fine. The cup will be the last one into the dressing room before the door shuts. That is it. Major Cup finals in successive nights then at Seaview. It was Crusaders last night. It's UCC tonight. So we went all the way in this one. Both semi-finals going to penalties. Vanessa there with the last action of the 2019 Kelly Cup. UCC, the last one standing. Goodbye.